muted. I am muted. So now let's introduce you. Welcome in to game number 3 of the ace match between Team Composite and the Killer Pikachus. The winner will secure victory for his team in the week. The loser has to go home and cry in his cereal. Oh. Spawning down here in the low right-hand corner of ESVO Hana in the red color. Playing for Team Composite, it is Wisco. Spawning across from him in the upper left, playing for the team the Killer Pikachus, it is ZeFreak. ZeFreak is team captain for the Killer Pikachus. See a little bit of friendly banter between our two players. Good that despite going to battle for 2 games in a row, that still both in the high spirits. ZeFreak has gone for the gasless 1 Rax fast expand in both games so far. I believe his original plan was kind of shown in that Daybreak game where he transitioned into just mass barracks, like 10 barracks on 3 bases, and only 1 starport. Whereas Wisco in game number 1 did a cute little Void Ray, or Proxy Void Ray build that caught ZeFreak completely by surprise, I think, and was able to take the game after killing 31 SCVs. And then in game number 2, we saw him do the fastest Templar archives, and unfortunately just get his Templar caught in the middle of the map by a flank from the watchtower from ZeFreak. But we see Wisco does get up and doesn't get any scouting information again for the 3rd game in a row. But he may assume that his opponent's doing the same build for the 3rd game in a row, which is really easy for me to say. Anyway, so both players, again, this is game number 3. They've played 2 games head-to-head against each other. So will they change things up? Will they go for a little bit of cheese? Or is this going to be just straight up, may the best man win at macro? ZeFreak going to come in and scout everything going on. He'll scout the double gas again from Wisco, and this looks like it might be the same build as we see the probe coming over to throw down what may eventually be a proxy pylon and a Stargate. So we'll see what ZeFreak does to combat this. He does put down his command center much earlier than an opponent's Nexus would be, and this SCV going to just stay alive annoyingly at 13 hit points with the Zealot chasing him. It looks like he's going to go for the cutoff attempt at the top of this arc. This is very dramatic. Actually, the Zealot going to move out across the map. So just going to ignore that SCV for now. But there it is again, this Stargate plopped down in the top left for Wisco. Again, the proxy position will allow the Void Rays just to fly into the main right here. He can put a proxy pylon down here on the low ground and warp in on the high ground. Very, very cool strategy, and one that I hope players don't catch on to. Just going to throw that out there. Bunker coming down at the front from ZeFreak, feeling very safe against a frontal assault. Adding on barracks number 2 and 3, everything looking standard in Terran land. Gas number 1 on the way. Rather than the typical double gas, just going for 1 right now. And maybe that's his attempt to change things up. I'm not sure if he's aware that this is the same build. And Wisco looks like he might have a little bit more knowledge of this map than I do, which is a good thing. But the pylon radius will apparently catch just the edge of these cliffs and allow him to warp in. So I guess we'll have to trust Wisco on this one as he adds on gates number 2 and 3. Again, exactly the same build that he did in game number 1. There's the Void Ray incoming, as well as another pylon over here. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of that is, maybe just in case this gets scouted out. And we do see Wisco going to poke at the front again with his Stalker and Zealot, and see just a handful of Marines at the front as well as 3 bunkers on the way. And there is the proxy pylon. It's going to be spotted immediately by these supply depots. I wonder if he can actually see this from the low ground, or from the high ground, excuse me. So he's sending his Marines over. I believe he can shoot it from up here. Maybe not. But he's going to be rather prepared against these Void Rays. It looks like Wisco going to save up again for 2 rather than just go for 1 like he did in the first game. So this is the same style of build, and ZeFreak just going to sit in his bunkers at the front. It looks like his philosophy is going to be just to take down one half and then the other. In come the Void Rays. There's a nice scan by TC.Wisco and these two Void Rays. Now warp in with the three Zealots at the front, and we'll see, is everything going to be pulled out of these bunkers? No, he's actually just going to sit in them and let this damage happen. Missile turrets going down in the main, but these SCVs being fried so quickly. Now targeting down that SCV as well, building the other missile turret. TC.Wisco again in a lot of trouble. The units at the front going to be deterred. No force field going to be coming down on the ramp for this game. And this is going to be a little bit more difficult for Wisco than game number 1 is. We do see the Void Rays getting charged up on these depots and Zealots hammering away. I don't believe that's not going to supply block him, no. But TC.Wisco trying to gather up as many Marines as possible for this defense. Now does need to run away because there's so many Zealots here. Wisco, I think a little bit, yeah, definitely shouldn't chase them all down, but he's gathered quite a few of these workers from the main. 9 workers killed so far. He's killed a barracks already, and he's going to get barracks number 2 fried, and the Marines trying to come up to help. There's still a couple of units down here at the bottom of the ramp. Wisco going to have to retreat to get another warp in as the Zealots get cleaned up. But right now, 44 supply to 40. TC.Wisco still in a decent spot. If we look at the units tab, we see actually 25 SCVs to 24 probes. Another missile turret being attempted to be gathered, but now there's 3 Void Rays here targeting down these Marines. Very nice stutter step micro from TC.Wisco, but the Void Rays just tearing through the Marine count of his opponent. Tech Lab's going to burn down. He should be able to target down. Okay, he's actually just going to go after the missile turret, so it's not going to do too much damage. All 3 Void Rays still in pretty good health. Now a 4th one comes to join the fray, as well as 2 more Zealots. Again, there's still the Zealot and the Sentry at the bottom of the ramp that he's not doing anything with. He's going to go over and check the 3rd base and make sure his opponent isn't expanding down there. TC.Wisco trying to add on 3 more barracks to try and get his production back up and running to bring him to a total of 4. We see really nice macro coming out from TC.Wisco. His main command center is gone. And these units really just checking around, making sure there's no hidden expansion. And Wisco now targeting down the engineering bay. More missile turrets being built back in the main. Zealots trying to target down everything that they can. And it looks like this barracks is going to maybe not burn down. But another supply depot. Again, anything you can get your hands on is costly to your opponent. Now that does supply box TC.Wisco at 29 of 27. So even with these 3 extra barracks, he can't do anything with them. And that'll even more supply block him now, 29 of 19. There's still 4 Void Rays here, as well as 3 Zealots. There's still a Zealot and a Sentry sitting out front. There are 6 Marines in these bunkers, as well as a handful of missile turrets just hanging around. But this is a really tough situation for the Protoss player. Void Rays and Zealots from Wisco just kind of looking around, trying to find an angle to engage. In comes a 5th Void Ray now, and a 6th one on the way. Nexus finally on the way from Wisco, so his first expansion doing this build, adding on a robotics facility as well. Double Robo, maybe going to go for a secondary Immortal Bust after this, and that could catch his opponent off guard, who's really planning heavily on Void Rays being the big tech for Wisco. 2 gas geysers being added on by TC.Wisco, but he's running out of room to build in this little natural area, and supply capped at 35, finally adding on some more depots, and we do see these Void Rays going to get back here. They will be able to get this depot for free, and that's so annoying. Zealot's going to get into the mineral line. There aren't a whole lot of Marines here, just enough, and now the missile turret actually doing a lot of damage. Zealot's trying to engage. They will target down nothing in particular. Void Rays get the missile turret though, and he'll be able to start getting rid of these SCVs. Zealots at the front do go down due to these bunkers, but the Void Rays in the air is still the big deal, taking down more and more SCVs. Now denying mining, 30 workers have been killed. There's too many Marines to directly engage though for Wisco. And where do you go from here as the Protoss player? We see he's still floating quite a few minerals, but nothing too bad. These Void Rays still basically unaccounted for. There's only a handful of Marines around. Void Rays are getting into good position. He can start frying. The refinery looks like what he's going to charge up on. Marines now up on the high ground trying to take down this proxy pylon back in its main. couple more buildings going down, a supply depot, another refinery. A couple of Marines are going to be roasted as well. In come the rest of the Marines are coming single file in here. They can't all engage at the same time, and that's really costly. Zefreak actually losing all of his Marines there. 16 supply to 52. And the charged up Void Rays doing so much damage, and Zefreak forced to GG. Wisco takes the series 2-1 and takes the set for Team Composite. And a big victory for Wisco and Team Composite. Really nicely played, as we see their logo proudly displayed. That'll do it for CTL Casting week number 4. Wisco takes the ace set 2-1 over Zefreak. Team Composite takes the game over the Killer Pikachus 4-3. Let's look at a game recap now. Moron taking game number 1 over McBainer. That really due to McBainer's unit composition, trying to go Marine Marauder Medevac versus a Zerg at bronze level. Doesn't tend to work out when there are enough Banelings from Moron. Chairman Mao then able to defeat MHS Valencia. Kind of a Baneling bust that snowballed would be the story of that game. Vash defeating Void in the first gold level game on Antigua. And then Killer Pikachu's able to string together a couple of nice wins. Machination with a nice win over Vanek. Then Josh over Spritegeist. And then EGT Shredix over Corn Muscles. Wisco able to save the day for Team Composite with the 2-1 win over Zefreak in the ace match. Checking in on the standings, we see Payback currently in the lead at 4-0. Team Kessel, Team Unrivaled, Team Evolution, all right behind at 3-1, looking in good position. Spinal Tap and Team Composite now on the right side of that of that 6th place line. Top 6 get into the playoffs. Bottom 6 are eliminated after 11 weeks. Killer Pikachus fall to 2-2 and out of playoff contention. The defending champions in a little bit of trouble now, sitting down in 7th. Guns N' Roaches are in 8th, and their -11 map score kind of tells the tale. Their 2 wins have been 4-3, very, very close games, and their 2 losses just blowouts. Teams with more work to do, the King's Men, Team Anarchy, and Benevolent Morons all at 1-3, and then poor Team Galaxy so far, not off to a good start at 0-4. That'll conclude Week 4 broadcasts. Either tomorrow night or Sunday night, it'll depend kind of on how I'm feeling, will be our Week 5 broadcast. The first one will be Team Evolution versus Team Anarchy. So that will be the number 4 team versus the number 10 team. That should be a very exciting match. I'm looking forward to casting that. You can get updated on when I go live if you follow me on Twitter at MeristomaticSC. That's really the best way, or to look in the CTL forums. I do have my own forum post there that I'll just update when I'm going live. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys all come back and watch some of our Week 5 broadcasts. All of the casts from CTL will be uploaded to YouTube. That's youtube.com/MeristomaticSC. Thank you for watching. Please follow me. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys soon.